3, 2, 1. Good afternoon, Adam.
Good afternoon.
It is very, very nice seeing you.
Thank you.
So, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everybody. Today we have again another Wednesday, and of course, Adam Dicker, one of the best and well-known domain professionals in all around the world. So, Adam Dicker, today, what are you going to be talking about?
So today, one of the things that I wanted to do was every day there's about 70,000 plus names that drop, and
Every
it can
day.
be, and that's just in the ComNet or US and some other TLDs, and it can be a very daunting task to try to go through them all and figure out, well, how do I look through them? Do I look through them one at a time? How do I sort them? How do I find some gold in that 70,000 without killing my eyes for 10 hours a day, and then by the time I get through it, the list is already done. And you can only get the list, I think, 5 days in advance at the most. So you really want to spend your time and go through it properly. So today I was hoping to show a tool on that. And then before I do that, one of the things that I've been playing around with, as you know, is the different marketplaces. And I've been playing around with a really good one called metadomainer.com.
Okay.
Metadomainer.com. Basically, you just set up your own WordPress. You install a few plugins. You're up and running, and they give you like 5 or 6 different types of pages
Yes.
to do. And I can show you what some of it looks like. I set up my own actually just a couple days ago, and this morning, I just touched it up. But it's pretty cool, and then we'll get to the drop stuff. But I think it's a good option because I find that with my names on dan.com, I'm not getting any eyeballs. And I've had this discussion with a few people. The only people that are going to find them are people that actually type them in and go to them.
Okay.
But I'm not getting the eyeballs that I would at somewhere else. So I might as well just host it on my own WordPress site. The software is cheap and it's quite good. It gives you the chance to sell affiliate products on your domains while you're trying to sell them or do whatever you want to do with it. And I don't own it.
So you don't own it. So
No,
metadomainer.com, and
they set up a link for this channel so they could see who was coming through /Adam. So metadomainer.com/Adam.
/Adam.
We can put the link afterwards, but I want to show it to you first. I think you're going to like it. And then we'll go off to the tool, which is what everyone wants to see.
Okay, so whoever, if you are the first time viewer, so good evening, good afternoon, you are welcome. These are chill conversations, live conversations with domain name industry professionals, definitely professionals. And today we will be talking just me and Adam. And of course, Adam will be showing what he knows, and he will be sharing his knowledge. And the structure is, at the first part is usually the technical part, or Adam explains one specific side of the domaining business, and then you can ask your live questions. And of course, and Adam will try to answer them. You can ask to evaluate your domain names. You can ask whatever you want to know about the domain names. And yes, and of course, you are most welcome to join in and say hello. So, Bill, so go LA, hello. Wizard, of course, Sam, and Econ Domains. Good evening, everybody. So, Adam, what do we start with?
So let's start with taking a look at the metadomainer.com platform. It's only about 2 minutes, but you need to be able to, let me just share my screen. You need to be able to see them and understand them, so you know what to do with them after you pick them up. So I'm just going to share the application window.
Okay.
And then we'll reshare a different one. So here's the marketplace that I set up today. And it's just a quick, simple thing with really nice pages. It's got 2-letter domains. It's got Amazon pages. It's got whatever I want to do with it as far as links and things like that go. If I just want domaining or for sales page, I can do that. And then it will go to visit the page. Quick examples of the pages, just a regular for sale offer. If you want backlinks with your domain for sale. If you want a nice e-commerce site, all I did was I put in my Amazon channel code and this stuff popped up. So I thought that was a pretty cool feature for me. And if you just want some sort of a business thing like businessaccountant.ca or whatever, that's about it. I just think it's a really cool tool. It replaces some of the marketplace stuff that I've been dealing with. And I think it's only about $69 or something one time. So definitely worthwhile.
So one-time payment, and you can create your own marketplace at metadomainer.com/Adam.
Yeah, that's where you sign up for the software, metadomainer.com/Adam, but you'll host it on your own WordPress site.
Oh, on your own WordPress.
On your own WordPress. Yeah. So you just create any domain you want. Like I used to use a domain called showcasemanager.com. It was just a portfolio site I set up, but it's pretty straightforward. I don't use it now, but it was a good domain name. Now let's get to the meat of it.
Almost there. I'm writing down showcasemanager.com.
Well, it's just something good. So how do you find from those lists of 70,000?
Yes.
I'm going to show you how I sort it every day. So
I'd like to start with, where do you get those lists?
So I can share. So I get them from, I just Google Namejet's downloads for pending deletes, and I can show you what that looks like. I'll just share that screen quickly and show you. So that one looks like this. Just a simple page. I Google it, namejet.com/pages/downloads. And then I can download the pending delete list here in the middle. Pre-release or their stuff, so I'm not too worried about that. But I want to go after the pending deletes. Okay. So I downloaded Friday's list, and that's what we're going to be testing with and running through the tool with today. So I'll stop sharing, and I'll switch over to the tool when you're ready.
Yes, we are.
Okay. Let's get to the list.
Understand. So when we download, it is a text file. Yes, just with a list of domains.
Yep. Just domain names, nothing else. And we're going to use that exact same list that we download. And I'm going to show you how I use it in my tool, and I just import it, and off we go. So let's go to the fun part.
Is 1 hour going to be enough for us to go through all 70,000?
No, I've done a little bit of fast forwarding to help us out a little bit.
Yes.
So can you see the tool?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so I've downloaded the list. So I click this button. It's under my expired domain search tool, expired list. The date is for the 26th.
Okay.
I select it.
One second, Adam. Yeah. So whoever is watching, you can go to YouTube, and on YouTube works better for watching on the big screen and on 1080. Facebook live streams are good as well, but I would highly suggest to go youtube.com/c/HostMaria, and you'll be able to see the screen much better. I suppose you will want to watch it in full screen. Thank you, Adam.
Okay, so far all I've done is load the whole list. Now I'm going to filter it because I don't care about all of these other things. So it loads from the list and shows only the CCTLDs or TLDs that are inside that list. Okay. So that's all that's in this list. Now, if it had CAs or if it had LVs or anything else, it would show a box for them. So for the purpose of this, there's 116,627 names. I'm only going to do comms, and I don't like numbers, and I don't like dashes.
Okay, so sorry, how many names were there in the list?
116,200. It's right here, sorry, okay. 116,627.
Okay, 116,000 names. Awesome.
Yes. So now I've said no dashes, no numbers. I'm going to hit go, so it'll pull those ones out. It's going to take a minute to filter all those ones that are just comms and no numbers and dashes, and then it's going to return a list that we're going to play with. So that's done. That didn't take long. Now it took that list down to 68,464 names.
Okay.
Now we're going to go over to the middle section because we're done over here. Now let's say we want to look up just dictionary words. So we just pick dictionary, and then we can click 1 word or 2 word or 3 words. I'm going to pick 1 word and search. Those are all the 1-word names on that list dropping on Friday.
Wow.
So these are, I've looked through them before. There's nothing here that I would think is worthwhile to me. So I'm not really all that interested in some of these names that some people may be interested in. One thing that I am interested in is looking at the 2-word ones and seeing what 2-word names are there. So I take a look, and now I have 15,786 2-word domains. And now I can go through these and decide what I like. So just for some of the old people, the over 75 crowd, I'm going to show you how the tool works. I'm going to double click this, and then it puts it over here and shows you what the exact match Google count is. So there's 1,850 exact matches for that in there.
Oh, very nice.
And then basically I can do a couple things. So I can scroll through the 2 name lists and I can find things like, well, let's say Aberdare restaurants. There's 32,000 people in Aberdare. Restaurants here is not the keyword you'd want because usually it's going to be one restaurant. They're not going to have a bunch of restaurants. So I would tend to skip over that one. But then if I scroll down a bit farther, I found a pretty good one that I liked. It was accredited builders, which is pretty good. There it is there. So I can click that one and it tells me that's got some decent exact match traffic. Then further down, I found another one called active runners, which I think is good because there's a lot of people and groups with active runners as their name. And then you can basically keep going and you can see things like acupuncture rally. The keyword's on the back. That's why it's so low. It should be rally acupuncture. But people search both ways. So that's one of those. I mean, you go for, if you want a bigger one, you can go for Texas, and then you get 2,000 people to actually type it in. And then basically you just sort through the list and decide what it is you want. Now, I've pre-done the list to make it a little bit easier for people, but I will show you some of the other things that we can do to really help. And I did go through these by hand. So I went through like affiliate bundle. That's a decent name, 64,000 exact matches. Affiliate mining may be good if you want to do a crypto mining site. It's just coming up for affiliate stuff. So there's stuff you can do with that. There's another cool one here that I found. It's After Hours Restaurant, which I thought is a cool name. Long, but could be a cool branding. I'm sure there's lots of restaurants that like to be after hours. And then there's a couple adult ones. I'm going to show you this one. Huge traffic. Let me go find it. The other ones I wanted to point out were airdrops. There's lots of stuff with airdrops, airdrop ratings. Those are how crypto coins get introduced.
Oh, yes.
Airdrops.
Tokens,
so
yeah,
tokens
yes.
and things like that. So
Yes.
that's a really huge one. And then for those of you that need your adult feast, if you want to see a really huge name with some traffic, let me find it.
And note, this is an active list, yes.
This is for Friday. This is all dropping Friday. So I have not taken or reserved any of these. They're all dropping. Here, this one, anal perversion. There's lots of people that are interested in that. And then it goes further and further. So surprisingly enough, there's one on here that I thought was a little odd. Now, you can always look through this list. So I'm looking for one. I can start with the word Asian and hit go. And it'll tell me all the ones that start with Asian. And then there's Asian midgets, which I thought was odd, but has traffic. I don't know why. So you can always go back to the list and you can always sort through whatever you want. And then the cool thing is you can keep going. I have a list to show you that we can go through afterwards, but I want to show you some other things. You can hit short names. If you want just short names, it shows you all the things 4 or 3 letters or under that are dropping. So this gives me on Friday, this name is dropping, which is a pretty good one. Good letters. And then M with the word Y, which is pretty good. 115,000. So I would add stuff like that to the list because I think they're good names. So you can do anything. Like you can do a starts with, ends with, or contains. So I just want to look contains host. I mean, I can do that and hit go and it'll tell me. But
Adam, meanwhile,
sorry, I'm under short still.
A quick question. Is it for sale? Jill is asking. Jill came in late, but she wants it.
Honestly,
the software for sale?
We can talk about it afterwards. I'm not really looking to sell it, but I had a feeling some people are going to ask. And if I do sell it, it's only going to be to like one person per country or per state or something like that, because I don't really want to populate it too much out there. I mean, but then everybody goes, I had this conversation with somebody already, and everybody goes to different niches and different things. Like you may not look for hosting. So this is hosting. There's favorite hosting, which is interesting. Brussels host is a good one, actually.
Okay. So, Belgium.
That's interesting. So, I mean, there's some good stuff. So we can go through and see, and it's got hostile. 3 words is the same. It'll go through and it'll filter those. And I'm going to show you a couple more features and you'll see. So this is 3-word stuff, and it could be whatever you want to call it. And then it goes from there. The other thing you can do is if you want geographical stuff, let's say you want 2-word geographical names with cities, you can pick, it will do it. It automatically adds the cities like Devon, Mason, wherever you want them, Houston, Pine Creek, Houston, Sweetwater. But this is with anytime, anywhere. There's a like Ridion, Lacrosse, Roseland, Meadow. Anywhere there's a word in here with a city in it, it'll have it in here, and you can Cornell, but this has 2 of them, but you get the idea. And so it does cities as well. And then if I had keywords, which I do, of specific things that I like, I have Bitcoin as one of my keywords. So I have a different keyword list. So there's a keywords.txt file in the program directory where you would put in your keywords. You can also adjust your dictionary if you wanted to use, I don't know, Latvian dictionary. You can do whatever you want to do as far as that goes as well. So there's some kind of things. And then what I like about it is if I would like these names and I want to go register them, I just export with domain name. I don't know if you can see the file. Probably not.
No, we can't, but that's
okay.
fine.
Let me. So basically, I'll show you that in a second. Then we'll go back and talk some more. So let me stop sharing and I'll share the whole thing. Let me go back to the window. I will now share the whole window so you can see what I've been looking at and some of the names that I've chosen. So I'm going to share the whole screen this time with nothing to hide except our little lists. And you can see if I hit export with domain, it pops up just the domain so I can copy them and go register them or back order them. And if I want it with the search count, I can hit export with search count and it has that too. I can also sort by the number of search count if I want to. Nothing surprising. That's number 1 up there. And then based on Friday, and I'll make this list public, we'll make it downloadable. Here's the list that I found of stuff that I thought was decent, and I will narrow it down. Abacus benefits, mostly a joke. It's for 75 and over. Abadir restaurants, 32K people, wrong one. I like accredited builders. I don't know if people can spell it right. Active runners is good. This one I put up here so you'd know that it's usually you want the keyword the other way, not this way. Adaptive boost could be like a protein type thing. I don't know. Not a huge name. Equality. Advanced equality. Everyone's interested in equality right now, so that could be a good brand. Affiliate bundle and affiliate mining I like. After hours restaurant is cool. Then there's this one, agent developer. So I thought if somebody wanted to just design websites for a real estate agent, agent developer would be a great name for that, just to specialize in the real estate niche.
Yes, absolutely.
And then we've got airdrop promotions. I can make this bigger, by the way. Airdrop promotions, airdrop ratings. There's tons of airdrops, and people don't know which ones are good, which ones are spam, which ones are fake. So you could actually build a name for yourself off, grab both of these and build a site that specializes in crypto airdrops, which is huge right now. And then something simple, if you're really not sure that there's good names available, Albatross Recruiting, and I looked and there's a couple of them, but there's one called albatrossrecruitment.net. I'm sure you could probably sell them this name too for a few $100 off the drop tomorrow. Nobody's going to go after stuff like this. Albuquerque Alpacas, they're big in Albuquerque. Alexa Consultant, trademark, but still an interesting name. If your name was Alexa, I guess. Anal perversion, huge traffic. Asian midgets, I put really? Okay, bankruptcy stocks. I thought that was interesting because it could be anything from companies that have stocks that are going under. And then shoe market. This is a great e-commerce opportunity for this name.
Shoe market.
So that is also expiring on Friday. And if people don't go through the drops in this way, you're going to miss a lot of these good ones. Shoe galleries. I wasn't really liking it as much as shoe market, but I left it on the list. Clean man. Well, who doesn't like a clean man instead of a dirty man? But I thought house cleaners would be good for like a cleaning company. Change network. Everyone wants to change. I'm not sure what I would do with that one. It's just there because I thought it was interesting. And then who doesn't want to change attitude? Everyone wants to improve their attitude. So you could do something there. It's a brandable. But this next one I really like. Review Hour. Good podcast. Good for a podcast.
Wow.
Good to review software or product reviews. That's exactly what it is. You spend an hour
YouTube channel,
something.
Whatever. Yes.
Exactly. Here's another interesting one. Secondhand couch. Thought that was good. That's a decent domain name. People are always selling secondhand furniture. Just a decent thing. Put some furniture on there. Maybe use one of the affiliate sites for couches. Who knows? And there's four letter domains dropping on Friday. These were the 2 best that I like. Good letters. I especially like this one because of the MY. Could be anything. Mother's Y, maternity Y. It could be anything. We talked about carbon amnesty. I think we were talking about last week. I'm not a huge proponent of it, but it was there. So what the heck? Cellular kiosk. This is great because all those brands, those little booths in the middle of malls, we call them kiosks. So a cellular kiosk is anybody selling cellular phones or things like that. I thought that was decent. Cheap snowplows. Well, with all the snow in Texas and the U.S. right now, everyone's looking for a cheap snowplow, and you never really turn down a good product domain name. Chilled beverages. How good a name is that? And it's spelt right. Chilled beverages.
Chilled beverages. Okay.
It's
What would you put on it? The name is
it'd
good,
be
but
any sort of, well, I don't know. It could be the brand of a company or something down the road. I don't know exactly. It's not one of my top names. It just sounds good. Christmas edible. Well, we know edibles are popular in the marijuana thing. Christmas edible surprisingly has a lot of traffic to it. So you kind of want to, maybe at Christmas time, Thanksgiving, they all want to get high and relax. Then I got classy stripper in case you want to start a new career. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that'd be good. And another one I love, click recruiters. Click recruiters, like online good. Jobs. My typing, you can see I just did this. There's no spell checker. Online job site, click recruiters for any job you could do online or at home. I mean, it's a cool name. And then FinJobs is like fintech, financial banking industry. That's also dropping.
FinJobs, that's awesome. FinJobs.com.
Yeah, that's also dropping. All of these names that you're seeing here are dropping on Friday. And it took me under an hour to go through the list with the tool.
I love FinJobs.
So do I. Some of these are just jokes. Like obviously I wouldn't register that one. Bankruptcy stocks. Again, I'm not sure about that one. Shoe market, I would. Change network. Everyone wants change attitude. But if I had to narrow it down to like 6 or 7.
Sorry, what was it? Bankruptcy stocks?
Yeah. No, it was. Let me just check what it was. I have another list, so don't worry. I have another copy here, so we can look at it. It was bankruptcy stocks. Yeah, not bad. Yes. 9,590 searches a month.
Especially these times when small investors are trying to squeeze in big venture capital funds on short sellers. This could be actually a good one.
You can see here all the numbers. These are exact matches. So agent developer, 106,000. Advanced equity, 588,000, but I don't know what to do with it. So some of them you have to use common sense and realize that some of them you can do, and some of them you can't do. Chilled beverages, again, we're not sure. 2.5 million exact searches. Christmas edible, 137,000. So there's lots of decent names in this list. Review Hour, that's such a good brandable for a podcast or a
Review
YouTube
Hour
show.
That's a beautiful brand.
So there's a lot of good stuff in some
Review Hour is brilliant.
Yeah, I like that one. And again, these are just some of the names that I was able to find. So anybody that tells you that there's no names is not really telling you the truth. So again, cheap snowplows, I would probably pull off of this list. I'd keep chilled beverages. I would get rid of your classy stripper name. Probably one of my favorites, though, is FinJobs, Click Recruiters. The kiosk, if I had to narrow it down, I would get rid of it. These two are good. Secondhand couch is good. I think what we have left is a decent list. This one I would play with because I think I could sell it. The trademark I would lose. I'm not really into adults, but it's a hell of a domain name for traffic. And then I'd have to figure out what to do with some of these things up here.
Oh, that anal one, yes.
Yeah.
A friend of mine is into tubes, and he is making really, really good money.
Well, this one has huge exact matches. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but you're talking about where is it on my little list here? 195,000 people a month type it in. So good traffic. I'm going to stop sharing now.
Wow, that's impressive. So we have a few questions. They've been, do domains expire every day or just Friday?
So it depends on the country. So the list I was looking at from NameJet, every day, as Bill Roy says. Actually, I owe Bill a phone call. We were supposed to meet on Skype, and I got tied up. Every day they drop, but certain domain names, like countries, like I know in Canada, our domains only drop on Wednesdays. Or Tuesdays, I forget already, but I think it's Wednesdays, and you can only get them once a week. So there's a list posted, and you look at the list, which is easier for me because then I just analyze a list once for a week. But these names drop every day. So every day if you want to go in, but you don't have to pick all those names. You can just pick one or two. What I find most amazing is that the names that we pick here, these are not going to appear on anybody's drop list. These are names that you're going to have a shot at, and you're going to have a really good shot at because nobody publishes these things. I mean, Review Hour, Shoe Market, airdrop ratings. I mean, agent developer. Nobody's going to think about that. That's a whole huge business, designing websites, just specializing in real estate websites. It could be, you could do insurance too if you want. Insurance agent, real estate agent, whatever you want. There's a lot of money in some of these things. So, but again, you have to be willing to build a business or figure out why somebody would want it.
Adam, Freeman is asking, I have never reserved a domain name. Is it worth it to do that?
It depends on the domain name. Now, most places, if you back order a domain name, which is what it's called.
Yes, or wait till they expire.
So I've done both. Sometimes I take a big list, like today's list, and then I'll put it aside, and then I'll wait till after the drop, and then I'll go to the registrar and I'll put them all in and see which ones I just get lucky that nobody noticed. So you take a chance, but you get them for $9, $10. Or if there's something that I really, really like, well, I'd have to say,
like
or Click Recruiters or something like that, then I'll go in and I'll put a back order on it because it's worth it to me. But obviously you want to look and find out where the cheapest place is to back order it. Also, you want to take a look at who had the domain name. So if the domain name is dropping at a certain registrar, they may have first right on the drop. They may not. It depends where it goes. But you want to make sure that you get it. Some companies don't catch drops at all, and some will get most of them. So depends. I know in Canada we have certain registrars we use for back ordering. My ID and Cybername are two of the biggest. There's others, but those are the two for CA drops. For COM, you can basically order them anywhere, but make sure you have a good chance of getting it. I've always used pool.com, or there's lots of other ones. Pool is one of those that was around since almost the beginning.
Okay. And okay, if you wait to expire, you are handicapped on getting the names.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. But sometimes you'll get little gold tin bits where you might get something like Secondhand Couch, or nobody else can see something like Review Hour. They don't understand how those two words go together. So a lot of the names that I take, like the Albatross Recruiting, it's not a name I would go after, but it's a name that I wanted to show everybody that there's potentials. If you look for the right name and you Google it ahead of time, you can find out how many buyers there are potentially for a name before you spend any money on it. Like if you do airdrops or airdrop promotions, you're going to find thousands and thousands of companies advertising airdrops right now. Thousands. So there's a lot.
Absolutely. Carl is asking, hello, Adam. Can I get your insights on lead generation / landing pages for geo-based EMDs and the tools needed? Thank you.
What is an EMD? Maybe I'm not.
Exact match domain.
Oh, yeah. You see, I'm tired. Even the best of us can forget some terms. So what I like to do for lead generation is I like to build a site. I like to offer the customer the site. And then if they don't want the site, what I like to do is I like to offer them. I just signed up actually a lead generation client this week for real estate leads. So she's going to pay me a couple $1,000s per lead, but I'm only taking it on properties that she closes. So you can't be one of those lead generation companies thinks I'm going to send you 10 or 20 leads or whatever and think, yeah, I'll send you those. You're not going to get any business and it's no benefit for them to actually pay you. That's not what they like. Dentists will pay on average $135 per lead because they get you, they get your spouse, they get any kids you have if you're good. So you want to work with companies that it's in their best interest to hire you because they only pay you if they get a customer, they close a lead. That's something that almost nobody can say no to because you're not saying I'll just send you these useless leads that I'll fill out on my own on a form and you'll have to pay me $10 a lead. Yep. I would much rather get it on closed business. Realtors are the best ones to go to, and they will be thrilled to get leads and pay you.
So, and what would be the tools and what would be the quick steps you would take?
Okay, so there's a couple of different things you can do.
Thank you.
There are, I'm just reading the question over again. So it really depends if the geo domain has exact match traffic. And now I just read it again, it's geo. So what I've done for people in the past is I've gotten a list, and I have another tool, which I'm not going to show today, where I can type in, let's say, Miami landscaper. And then what I'll do is I'll go in and I'll get a hold of that list of, let's say, 80 landscapers in Miami. I'll try to sell them the domain name and the website. And then if that doesn't work, I'll set up a relationship with one of them in each city where I can provide them leads. And if they get the deal, then we work out a payment situation. But if you're going to be successful in lead generation, it has to be based on your interest in promoting and growing their business well, and not just selling leads. Because it's almost like a scam. I'll send you 25 hosting leads. What good is it to you if you pay me $20 a lead and $1,000 and you get no clients? But if you get 10 clients out of there and you only pay me for 10 of them, you're probably happy to pay me for those leads as opposed to something else. So I will tell you this: stick to high ticket items where you can. Fence builders, pool cleaning, pool installations, deck builders, things like that are high houses. Obviously, dentists are good. Anything where they make a lot of money. You don't want something where they're going to make like $20 or $30 because there's almost nothing in there for you to make, and it's not worth your time to do that. So you want to go after the higher paying services.
And Jill is asking, how do you know if they close the lead or not?
So then that's another
question.
It's a good question, Jill. So what I'm going to do is, and it brings me to our next topic, I guess, next week, is I'll show you a system where you are in charge and control those leads. You own the phone number. You decide if you're going to send to that Miami landscaper and send him the leads, and you can track the calls and listen to the calls because it tells the customer ahead of time this call is being recorded for training purposes, and you will know which ones they close and which ones they don't close. It is in your prospect's best interest to make sure that they are honest with you, because they will want the leads they close. Now, the other thing that happens is you own the phone number. The phone number is under $1, like 50 cents. So if Jill isn't paying her bill and I want to switch over to one of those other 80 landscapers that I found, all I do is I change the number where it forwards, and I still control the lead pipe, and it's not advertising their phone number. There's a whole system in place to do stuff like this, and set up a marketing funnel, which I guess we'll go through next week as well, on how to get these guys to bang down your door so that they want to be on your lead list.
That's great. So see next one, live session.
I'm just going to let the dog out of my office.
Maybe I could actually. I do quite a lot. Again, and we've been saying that, both me and Adam, if you want to meet adult webmasters, you have to go to gfy.com, and adult webmasters do meet quite regularly. So once this COVID will be over again, so you want to find in States, you would be looking for AVN or XB shows, and you have to look specifically for webmaster shows. And in Europe, there is Webmaster Access, fantastic, twice a year, spring, autumn, and you will meet all the biggest players. The industry is very small. Very, very small.
But I think they all meet on nude beaches or something.
No, they don't. I remember, Adam, I was in Amsterdam. So Webmaster Access, I would say, so professional, and it is just for adult webmasters. So I was there, and then at some point on the second day, the door opens and a porn star comes in together with her partner. And there is silence.
Yeah, I've spoken at a lot of conferences. I'm not sure
what to do now.
Yeah, I've spoken at a lot of conferences, and I don't think my wife would like me doing that one. But all good.
It just explains.
It's a business.
Big
business.
Business about the business. That's it.
Yeah.
Yes. And this might be a topic. Another webinar I would like.
Okay.
Okay, Eddie is asking, what tools do you suggest to reach to help replicate what you are doing with these domains?
So it's one of those things where you can always find, I always found that I could find tools that did bits and pieces, but really you have to go through the whole list. There are other tools out there. I think one of them that I use, I'm just going to open it up and go check. It's expireddomains.net. It's just a tool that allows you to sort the list and go through it. But there's a couple things. One is that you can sort by multiple things on any of these tools, but I find that you still have to eyeball everything, and there's no way to do it. For me, it's more of the look at the dictionary stuff and look through everything else and figure out what I like and what I'm interested in, which domains make sense, and you can sort by high CPC, but that's not necessarily going to lead to sales. There's a lot of junk words that tied together will look like they're a good opportunity. You can search by how many domains in every TLD or GTLD is this domain taken in. That also is not a good indication for me. There's a lot of things that you have to look at, and there's like 25 or 30 different columns you can sort by, but nothing is better than common sense.
So the closest one to your tool would be expiredomains.com.
Well, it's a tool. There's lots of them out there. I mean, I don't know which ones everybody uses. I use it once in a while just to check for quick things, like if there's certain types of domains that drop. It's a good tool. Yeah.
And what would you do, Adam? So you have chosen these names. So there were, what, 10 names? 15?
Let me pull it up. I think I've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, about 15.
15 names.
But I could narrow it down further if I had to.
How long did it take you to go through all that list?
So with a tool, it takes you under an hour. And it depends how detailed you want to go. There's a lot of stuff that you can skip. Plus, you can also take a look at the niches that you like. So it really depends. But under an hour, it should be all it takes. But under an hour is like a thorough job. But you're talking about going through 115,000 names just with the .com, not even looking at the ones with the net, org, or anything else like that. And I took out the dashes and the numbers because I'm not into them.
So no numbers, no dashes, and just .coms, .nets, and something else, yes? Or just .coms?
Yeah, I just look at .coms. Okay. But then I will I may load a .ca list, which is like nothing. It's like 4,000, 5,000 names. And it's like, for me, I can go through that in 10 minutes with the tool. And it may be like that for you. If you can load your own dictionary for Hungarian, Latvian, Romanian, whatever you want, because with the tool, you can load your own dictionary, your own geo places, and your own keywords. All you need to do is to get the Google accounts, you have to link up to your Google API. That's it. And it's like, I think you get like 100,000 credits for like $5. It lasts forever because you're only looking at the ones you're interested in. I'm not looking at all the names for the Google traffic. I only looked up about 20. So that lasts me I filled it up about 6 months ago and I haven't had to fill it up since. So it's good.
And so you would find the names and then, okay. And how many extensions were there in DaveJet droplist?
In the one that I downloaded, it looks like 7. ComNet, CCTV, InfoOrg, and Biz.
Okay, and where would you find CCTLDs?
You'd have to go to whichever, like I'm sure even the ones that you told me about, Catch Tiger and all the other ones, they have drop lists as well. You'd have to look or figure it out. I don't, I only know my own. I know the CAs and I know the other ones, but there's definitely lists for the UK ones. I mean, if somebody from the UK gets this tool, they're going to have a good time competing with everybody else. So there you go.
That's awesome. Jill says, cool. Awesome.
And Jill, thanks for giving us the next topic, because I'm going to go through the whole call center process and the funnels and everything else to get you where you need to be to sell them all.
I need this written down, so
I'm ready. That means we're committed.
Awesome. Joybo is asking, please, what's the average price range for the geo domain names?
To sell the domain names? So if you were selling a good geo domain name, it really depends, because a lot of it's going to go by population. So for example, Toronto Chiropractor would sell for less than, or for more than something like, just picking a Franklin Chiropractor, which I'm saying that because there's 57 cities named Franklin. So that's another thing to look at, is take a look at a list where a keyword, a geo, has more than one option. The first city you may look at may only have 3,000 people, but the next one with the same name may have about 100 or 500,000. So take a look at that as well. I look at all those all the time when I'm deciding. But
and what would be the prices?
3,000 to 5,000. I would price it anywhere between $3,000 to $5,000. Depends on the industry. The people that buy the most domains are bonds bearers or bail bonds guys, as well as locksmiths are pretty good too, because they are a total mobile business.
Of course.
And There's a lot for groomers, mobile groomers. Tutors are big right now. Lots of cool stuff. And not only that, but I can give you, I don't want everybody to email me all at once, but I can give you a list and generate lists for people that have like every tutor in Franklin, or every this and every plumber in Orlando, or I mean, I can generate those nonstop. And I just, Helmuts will tell you, I just gave him lists of people in Latvia who are using other hosting companies.
Thank you.
I can give him, I think I gave him 9,500 people in Latvia that are using Facebook pages as their business page instead of getting their own website. That stuff you can turn into business. 4,800 WordPress sites hosted in Latvia that could be using his hosting. So there is so much information out there and so much money to be made, and it's always going to grow. And I'm happy to help provide some of these lists to people.
That's absolutely brilliant.
I like doing it. You know, it gives me a thrill to find and help people with that stuff.
So to the listeners, if you did not understand, you can email to adam.dicker@gmail.com and ask him, could you, Adam, please generate me names for this and that, this or that niche?
Yeah, let's stick to geos. So like, don't send me 100 of them. Send me like one each, or one or two that you want. And then when you get that list back, you'll be happy. And it has the names, the addresses, the phone numbers. It'll even tell you if there's like 50 of them. It'll even tell you that 10 of them don't even have a website. It'll tell you that, I don't know, 15 of them have unclaimed listings on Yelp or Google. I've got some pretty cool tools. It'll tell you if they don't have a custom Facebook username. It'll tell you if they don't have an SSL certificate. There's a lot you can learn from tools that I've built custom.
Wow. Impressive.
I knew this was going to be a good meeting, interview.
How do you see the future of domaining, actually?
Yeah, I mean, that's a very good question. I do consider it bright. I always tell people, and I still believe it, I've only done about 5 to 10% about what I'm going to accomplish in the industry. I think it's huge, and I think one of the benefits of crypto, besides taking a look at it myself, is it's pulling money away from domaining and putting it in crypto, and it leaves more on the table for domaining. But every business, every person, everybody who's born, everybody eventually will need a domain name, and everybody should own their own domain name. So you should own I should own adamdicker.com. It's a great site for resume. There's so much money to be made in the internet. It's not stopping. Somebody asked me the other day why I was interested in getting involved in hosting now after I've been in the industry for 20 years. You know what my answer was? Because I have a lot of customers. And that's the only reason you need. I went out and I approached 17 different people to see if they were interested in hosting. And I was offering them some hosting information, and out of it, I generated $4,700 a month in extra revenue just from approaching 17 people on Facebook from an ad I posted. So there's a lot you can do in your own general area and your own town. You don't have to steal all the stuff from GoDaddy. You don't have to take all their customers. You can build your own base. There's a lot of money. The future is bright for domaining.
Rich is asking, where is that tool you use to sort?
Oh, so that's my tool that I actually created. I wasn't thinking of selling it, but a lot of people are asking. I would only sell it honestly to like 1 or 2 people per country. I don't have any interest in selling it out there, so the price would be really high. I'd probably, because I've put in like $8,000-$10,000 to actually do it, so the price would be about $500, and that's one-time fee, never again, and it's yours. But if you're interested, great. If not, I'm not worried about selling it because it just means less competitors for me.
$500 per country.
Well, yeah, pretty much. I don't want to sell too many of them.
Bang, bang. Are you watching? Put in your bid. Can people start putting in their offers right now?
If they want to, yeah, sure.
Well, 1 per country. Okay. And Eddie is asking, so exact match traffic is a value indicator that will translate to someone to buy the domain compared to other metrics?
So that's a good question. Exact match traffic will tell you how many people go to that domain, and you can use that traffic for lead generation, or you could use it for anything, for building a site yourself. What it also gives you is a tool It won't bring you buyers necessarily unless one of them goes there that's looking to buy it, but you can use that exact match traffic as a tool to sell that Miami landscaper domain, because it's already getting 717 people or whatever it is a month that come to it that are looking for a landscaper. Even if you close 10% of that, that's 71 people. Would you like 71 more people in your business per month? Could you even handle that type of traffic? So it works that way, and it also works to generate leads, and it also works to go after. If you've got Miami landscaper, you can get a list of everybody who's buying those keywords right now on Google. You know what they're paying, you know what their traffic is, what their position is. You can pretty much estimate how much they're paying, and you can definitely be way under that for buying the domain name over a year, and they have it paid off and it's theirs forever. So it's just a good indicator. If nobody goes to the domain name, that's also a good indicator. It's not the perfect indicator. The best indicator you can have, Eddie, is common sense. There's nobody that's there's very few people, and I'm not trying to honk my own horn here, but one of the things I'm able to do better than most people is look at the domain name and see what the benefit is and what I could use it for and how I could turn it into a business or sell it as a business to somebody else. To me, that's the most important skill you can have. And you have to be able to find names that somebody else would want as a business, or you're just buying on emotion and you're just going to hold them and pay renewal fees forever. And hopefully you didn't pay more than a reg fee. So it's one of the most important metrics to me. But there's sometimes I don't care if a domain has any traffic. If a domain has potential businesses that can buy it and it can build its business on it, I don't care if it has traffic. If I look up a small town vet and I look up, I'm going to pick a small town now, Aurora or Newmarket vet, there's at least 1 to 5 or 10 vets. If I do a printout, I'll probably find 20 vets in Newmarket. Who doesn't want to be known as the vet in Newmarket or the Newmarket vet? So the branding capability and the memory of it is extremely important as well. So it's not just traffic, it's common sense. But it's also, I've bought a lot of names with zero traffic because I could care less about the traffic. I'm more interested in that I have potential buyers for the name. That's the most important factor for me.
Very good. Thank you, Adam. Carl is saying, thank you. You mentioned selling a website to geo-based clients. What if most already have a website? Would you focus on those who don't have a website first?
So I would look at both. And I've done these printouts before, and we'll take the Miami plumber, Miami landscaper. I'll print out a list of 50 plumbers in Miami. I'll find at least 10 that don't have websites. They're just going from their phones door to door. I'll try to sell them first, and I won't try to sell them high because, believe it or not, the domain and the website is the entry point into the relationship. Once you get into the relationship, there's about 10 other things that they will come to you for. So I may even sell a local website for like $500, $600, $700. Who knows? Maybe $1,000. I don't know. I have a guy who's a contractor who came to me. I bought a PS5. I got bored. I didn't have time to play it because I was too busy. I sold to this guy, and I sold it to him, and he said, you do websites? And I sold him another website thing for about $1,500 on top of that. So, I mean, and I didn't even have the domain name. I registered a domain name. I took a pre-built site that I made using some tools, which I guess that'll be another thing we'll do another week, is how to build quick sites in minutes and how to get them into lead gen sites and sell them fast for like under $20 or $10. So there's some pretty good tools that you can use really quickly to do stuff like that. So yeah, I would prioritize on the people that didn't have websites. Then I would prioritize on the people who are using Facebook as their website. Then I would also prioritize on people that have websites. That would probably be a lead generation play on that one.
Okay.
Unless the website is so much better and they want to rebrand, but it's not likely. I think I told you the story. I bought wisecracks.ca, and I thought it was about jokes and stuff like that. Well, a company approached me to buy the domain name, and I was like, well, who the hell would want to buy this? It was actually a company called Wisecracks in British Columbia who fixes the cracks in foundations of homes. And their name was Wisecracks, and they bought it from me for $5,000. But I just bought it as a joke. So there you go.
That's brilliant. So where are these tools?
Which tools, Richard? Which tools, buddy?
Interesting image. Okay. Yes. Jean is saying, hey, Adam, what method do you use most for contacting potential prospects?
So I have a couple emails that I've written that seem to do well, but for me, the best possible way is always the phone. I always like to engage and get a conversation going with the person, because then I know I can create that relationship right away. If you're just sending emails back and forth, it's impossible to really get personal or create a relationship where they think of you other than some other spammer.
But telephone would be number one.
Yeah, for me.
I
I've done other things too, like send a hula hoop to somebody that I couldn't get a hold of and said, "You're making me jump through hoops to get to you." And it was a $2 hula hoop from the dollar store, and they called back. So there's all kinds of real ways to do it. But the best is the phone. And the other thing that's extremely important is, and I don't think many domainers have this, is you have to have a marketing sequence of events like we talk about. If you're going to do it through marketing, you do the email, you do the phone call follow-up, you do the add them on LinkedIn, you do another email, and you follow up with a phone call. And you have to have a sequence, because even selling anything, you never get through on the first try anyway.
It is all about the business processes. Yes.
Yeah, no salesperson stops at the first no, but a domainer who doesn't know how to sell does.
Amen to that. If we can't sell, somebody says, Eddie say Gene is here. Interesting.
Yeah, Gene's a really good guy.
You know him?
Yeah, I do, and he's into puns. So if you like puns, Gene's your guy. He's a very punny guy.
Okay, interesting. Okay, Bill Roy says Newmarket, the center of UK horse racing.
Okay, it's also a town above, just north of me. So you see, multiple towns, multiple populations, multiple sales avenues for geodomains.
Yep, and some big sponsorships in Newmarket, Bill, as well. Some huge ones. And okay, Jill is asking, do you mostly sell domains only, or domains with websites on them? You just started talking about them.
Yeah, so I like to sell more with a site, but when you're selling big high-end domain names, they don't care about the site. They don't want the site. They just want the domain name. So if it's like a six-figure plus domain name, they don't care about a site. They're just going to trash it anyway and rebrand. But when I am selling a site, I prefer to put a lead gen or a temporary or a WordPress site that looks professional on it. So that if they go there, at least they see something. There's more value in buying something with a WordPress with a site on it than there is with just a blank landing page where they know they're just negotiating with somebody over price.
Yes, so people are talking now to Gene. Gene, you are getting so much attention.
Yeah, and Gene, I'm sure, would come on the show too. He's a really good fella.
Oh, Joe. Who's Joe? No, so many. Okay, Jon is asking, do you ever cancel domain negotiations if you are miles apart? Oh, so
yeah, I mean, the answer to that is yes. It's the same thing as if I used to be, you'll find this funny. I originally got into real estate before computers, and I had my real estate license, and I went to list a house for a guy, and he thought his house was worth $800,000, but everything in the area was selling for $400,000 or $500,000. I was like, this is just a waste of my time. I'm not going to list it just to show off your house and waste my time. It's the same thing with domain names. If you've got a set price and that's what you want, and the guy is below it, I am never afraid to tell somebody to, listen, we're too far apart. Obviously, this isn't the domain for you. Maybe you should just go register a .info for $10 and have a nice day. And that's it. And I've done that many a times, and nothing. It's like the girl you ask out that says no. Nothing. You want nothing more than her to say yes. So they want to come back, and they have to deal with you no matter what. So if they want the domain name, they'll have to come up a little bit. And there's been sometimes 2-3 years in between when some of the big names I've sold for like 85,000 or 100,000. They've gotten back to me. For little ones like this, so usually it takes them under a month before they get back to you. And little ones, I mean under 5K.
And Joe is asking, when you are selling town names, who do you find is the best people to contact?
So town names are very hard to sell if it's just the town name itself. You have to find somebody who is a big company in that area, who has a big ego and wants to really be well known for being that town. So for example, I sold Kitchener.com. I sold richmondhill.com, which is a town not far from here. You basically have to, you're not going to sell to the town. So forget about that. That's not going to be the one who's going to buy it. You're going to have to find somebody who wants to build their brand and be known as that town. as their website.
So who were the buyers in your case?
Kitchener was a domainer, and Richmond Hill, I don't know. It went through, I think that one went through Uniregistry. So I don't know. They were just names that I was holding, thinking they'd be worth a lot when I first started, but they're very hard names to sell. You're almost better off having to have the geo attached to it and be more targeted.
Okay, very good. Mozona is asking, hello. So would like to know about the domain name coralbloomland.com.
Let me look it up. Coral Bloomland. I got to see if it's a town. Let's see what it is.
While you are here, Joe says, yes, she lives in Richmond Hill. Okay.
Joe does? That's interesting. Is she in the Richmond Hill in Georgia or the one in Ontario? Because there's two, and I know that, obviously. Coral Bloomland, unfortunately, I don't really see any value in it, so I have to say a hard pass on that one.
Why?
I don't see what it is or how a business could open up and run a business from that name. And to me, that's really what matters.
Okay, so you don't see that. So you don't see the business.
No, I don't see what business would brand by it. Coral Bloom, it says Saudi Arabia launches Coral Bloom, part of the Red Sea project. Coral Bloom, concept of a gateway island, but I don't really know what I would do with it as far as that goes.
Here you go, Adam.
Richmond Hill in the UK. There's another one. I didn't know there was one there. There you go.
Even better.
Maybe they bought it. I don't know who bought it. It was richmondhill.com, so one day I'll check it out and see, but it's sold.
What's the price?
It was about 10 grand. Yeah. Under 10 grand. But I had it for a long time, so didn't care.
Very good.
They don't all sell for millions of dollars.
So now it is your time. Now it is your time to ask the questions, the live questions to Adam. And of course, we'll put them out on the screens as many users already have been doing. You can ask to evaluate your domain names as well. If you do so, please put those domain names one by one. Otherwise, Facebook or YouTube might hold your comment as spam. Thank you.
Yeah, I had an interesting thing today. I tried to send you a file through Facebook, and it said your account is blocked from sending files. And then I could appeal or not appeal. And I was like, I've never sent any files. What would I be blocked for? So,
wow,
interesting.
It means that they are trying to verify your account. They want to get some.
No, I verified. They sent me a letter this week, and I did the human verification. I did everything, the phone and everything. So it can't be that. I actually have the letter here with me somewhere where they sent it to me and said, hey, verify. Yeah, here, right here in the garbage can. Facebook, one hacker way, and I'll cover up the address, but it says, please verify, and then they give me a PIN number and everything else. So, wow. But you can see it says Facebook at the top. So weird. So I verified. So I don't know what they want.
Adam, there is a question to you. Jill is asking, do you have a website, Adam?
Oh, boy. Jill. Jill, you're coming up with the best ones today. I do have a website. I've been delayed in relaunching it because I've got so much going on with everything. But it will be relaunched shortly, and I will mention it here on the next show, probably when it's ready to go. It's adamdicker.com, and it's not up at the moment. But you can still email me or speak to me or add me on Skype or whatever you want because I'm around. Also on WhatsApp.
Or there is an email list. Everybody can sign up. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get it. But you're better off just emailing me directly if you have a question.
And the telephone number if somebody wants to hit you up on the WhatsApp.
416-884-0535. 416-884-0535. WhatsApp, Signal, Telegram, Skype, whatever you want. Probably WhatsApp's the best.
Absolutely.
Especially for somebody who lives in another Richmond Hill.
That is a message over to the UK. Okay, Tom is asking. Tom is saying, I own emergency.center. Worth keeping?
I would say yes. It's a good name. The only thing that's a problem is the UK spell and Canada spell center differently, but the US spells it that way. We spell it CENTRE, but it's still a good name. I would definitely keep it, and probably it's going to be a great name for a walk-in clinic or something like that.
It is a really, really interesting name.
It's a good name.
Very,
It's a good
very
name.
good. Yeah. So nice. Okay. And Joe is asking, do you sell many personal names? Which method do
So,
you use? The best approach, and what be the price? Very
so
good question. Thank you.
you won't make a lot of money on these ones, but you can sell them. Best approach, believe it or not, is either reaching out through LinkedIn or reaching out through other means if you can get their email addresses and just saying, hey, there's only one of these names, adamdicker.com. There's about 8 of you. I'm sending this email to all of you, and it's a really good brand if you want it. It's only like $199 or something like that. And you should be able to sell $10 names like that fairly regularly. Obviously, the more people that have the domain, the name, actually, the first and last name, the better. Like if you can get a John Smith, you're probably in good shape. But even there are at least 7 or 8 Adam Dickers that I know, so you never know what you're going to find. But stick to comma only if you're going to sell personal names.
Or the CC of TLDs, the country extension.
Yeah, I would say yes, but even com for resumes, I think like the best thing to do is for jobs, for resumes, for people starting out. It's the best way to brand yourself, but also eventually everybody will want their own domain name, and they'll have to fight for it. I mean, there's only one, so there's only one Jill Harmore, and if Jill wants it, Jill's going to have to either buy it off somebody else named Jill, and that probably won't happen, or she's going to have to register herself.
Facebook garbage can. Brilliant.
Oh, that's where it's right beside me. Here's the garbage can, so you know, and it's in there.
Don't you use a shredder?
I have a shredder over on the other side of my desk.
A while ago, I switched totally only to shredder.
Yeah, I'm electronic altogether. I don't kill any trees. Everything I do is pretty much electronic.
Yes.
I don't want any bills or checks or anything from paper.
Gene is saying adamdicker.ca.
Ah, yes. So that's where I set up the metadomainer.com app so that we talked about at the beginning of the show so people could see it in action. Again, it's metadomainer.com/Adam if you want to buy it. They're just going to track how many leads I send, and it's a really good piece of software for $69 or $79. One-time charge, and you get your own marketplace. And it comes with SEO, so your domains get indexed.
Once again, and it comes. Could you explain what are SEO domains for those who are new in the game?
So SEO domains or SEO hosting? Because there's a big difference between SEO domains are just if you have so most places you put a landing page, you won't be able to add meta tags or keywords or information. With MetaDomainer, I can actually pick what keyword I want the domain to be associated with. So if it's a Toronto massage parlor, I can put Toronto massage, or Toronto lawyer, I can put Toronto civil lawyer. On a lot of the other parking platforms, all you get to do is pick where you park your name, but you can't actually add any value to the search results. With MetaDomainer, I find that I can do that, and I'm happy with it. It gets indexed.
Fantastic. Thank you. SmartHelsinki.com.
Good name. Good name. Very good name. Anything with smart right now, anything with smart home, smart cities, very good name. Hold on to it. That one's a good one.
Helsinki, capital of Finland.
Finland, yeah.
And what would you say the price?
You know, that's a really good brandable because of the smart. Smart means automated. That one's probably going to go for, if there's no site on it right now, $2,000 to $3,000. And if there is a site on it, he starts to sell smart products, it could be 10 to 20 plus. It's a very good name. Pick up smart names while you can. They're really good.
And who could be the buyers?
Anybody who sells smart home products like mobile phone companies, alarm companies, the companies that sell smart bulbs. There's so many different things that it could be. You have everything right now, from smart garage door openers to smart light switches. Everything is smart these days. It's a buzzword.
Yeah, of course. And Google goes there, and Amazon as well. They're trying to squeeze in, and not the only monsters in the field. Okay, Joe is asking, are you in the USA or Canada?
My dear, I am in Canada. I'm a fellow Brit, sort of. Sort of. We spell center the same way. And color. That's about it.
Okay, Carl, as a new domain seller, would you recommend getting a domain-related domain name to show that you are a domain seller buyer for prospective clients?
Well, it's like anything else. If you're going to build a portfolio of clients and you want to have testimonials, or you want to make yourself big and look substantial and actually have a legitimate business where people can refer to, yeah, you should set up a website. But again, probably try to build it under your brand, either carlthompson.com or UK, or try to build it under whatever company you want to use. But definitely, if you have nowhere to send them to, your email is going to be unprofessional. At the very least, get the domain and set up carl.thompson or me at carl.thompson.com, or sales or info or whatever you want.
And what would you say? Rather go for carlthompson.com or Carl's Domains or Fire Domains?
No, I definitely go for the full name. You want to be professional. It's like going onto a forum or a blog and just using like me going on to SpongeBob. I will not get as much respect as SpongeBob or a made-up character as I will with a full name, and people can actually validate I'm a person.
So if you are an individual, then go for your name.
Yeah, that's what I believe.
Thank you. Freeman is asking, how many domains do you own right now, Adam? I started about month ago. I know they have 30.
Well, the good news is you and I are on the same page. I just have 3 more zeros on the end of that. So 30,000.
Okay. Do you know the exact number? You don't have to say it, but do you know the exact?
That's 30,000 and maybe 120. I don't know. No idea.
Minus 100.
Yeah, maybe plus or minus a couple hundred.
Okay. I own it. Oh, by the way, Freeman, if you wanted to, you can absolutely try to share your domain list and we can have a look on it, Adam. Yes?
Sure.
Absolutely.
He's only got 30. It won't take me hours.
Yes,
if I can do 115,000 an hour, I should be able to do 30 pretty quick.
Yep. And if the list doesn't go through, Freeman, really try it. If the list doesn't go through on the YouTube comments, then please try Facebook live feed as well. I can 1 second quickly, and I will share the link if somebody wants to.
While you're doing that, the haircuts opened up today and we came off lockdown. I got a haircut at 8 o'clock in the morning and it's way too short. My wife made fun of me already. So I have to wait for it to grow back.
Come on, looks good.
It's too short. I don't have it this short.
Short.
Now I see too much forehead, not that it matters, but it's too short.
Okay. So Jill says, so she owns it.
Yeah.
So that's, yes.
That's a step in the right direction.
Do you think that lawyers are easy or hard to sell to? Jill is asking. Thank you.
So lawyers, single lawyers are easy to sell domains to. Law firms are harder because they're established, and it's very hard to do lead generation with lawyers because it's illegal, but they will try to give you cash on the side. But selling a domain to a lawyer is fine if they're one lawyer, or if they're like if you're in Richmond, I'll use Richmond Hill because you're there. Richmond Hill IP attorney, Richmond Hill specific niches, it's easier to sell because they want all of them. They also want their names, by the way. They're egomaniacs.
Oh, so if you want to approach lawyers,
they want their names. And don't hard sell it because they're lawyers and they could sue you, but they're not going to sue you for $199 or $299. Tell them, look, there's 8 people named Adam Dicker. You're in the list if you want it. You don't have to pretend you know they're a lawyer. I've researched them all. You can also, if you want to have some fun, you can CC all the Adam Dickers in the email so they know you're not bullshitting.
So when you what Adam says, when you're sending out email, you would put all the emails in CC field. Do not put them in BCC, as once you put the email in the BCC, it will not be visible to other
And then the other thing I would suggest is that you send them to a Sato landing page to make their bid, because if two of them are interested, they can bid each other. If not, they can just go hit buy now and off it goes.
Bang.
I've done that before, obviously. I'm reaching out to you because you have the same name as a domain that's being sold, and I thought it'd be great for your profile or your whatever you want, and off you go.
Okay. Freeman
Yeah.
says mobilehomes.com.
Good name. Good name. Probably 2,500 right now, and we'll probably go up from there.
So a few other states.
That's Ben and Jerry's country. I just had a conference call with somebody from Vermont yesterday. Ben and Jerry's ice cream made in Vermont.
Okay, and yes, and that was the last question at the moment. So Adam, how has been your week? Have you bought anything? Have you sold anything?
You ask me this all the time, and after an hour and a half of a show, I'm a little bit confused. Have I bought or sold anything this week? A lot of crypto. Let's put it that way. I've been playing the down market in crypto and watching. I think I bought Ethereum at $14.99 when it dipped, and now it's back up to $16.25 US. So
nice.
And I just went over 1 million Doge coins, even though they're only worth 4 cents. If they go up a penny, it's like 25%. So,
okay. And that is what you bought. Have you sold anything?
Domain-wise, I will have to say nothing major that I think of off the top of my head.
Okay. And Freeman is coming in here with, so design costumes. I suppose they are all .coms. Design costumes, easy southern recipes, lower back braces, mock truck.
So I'll tell you the best one out of that group is lower back braces. It's a product. It's a product for anybody that has back pain or seniors or anybody that needs something like that. I would somehow tie it to a company that sells seniors products or braces, and or even Amazon, and just affiliate right directly to that page. Design costumes is not bad, but it's more designer costumes or custom costumes or things like that. Southern recipes is good. It's not a business really. It could be a Southern recipes, but not with easy on it. It's a harder sell. Even though it makes it easy, it's a harder 3-word domain name. So
sites get more traffic than adult sites.
Which ones?
Everything about the recipe sites.
Yes. Yeah, I was involved in a transaction in 2004 that bought recipes.com. So I'm well aware of that.
And how was it? How was the process?
The process was good. I can tell you now because it was a long time ago. I was working with a company called iRead, and I negotiated a sale back then in 2004. We paid $400,000 for recipes.com. Great name, great price now. It would be millions right now.
So your clients bought them?
Yeah.
Okay. And so out of these 4 names, lower back braces.
Lower back braces. Because if you need them, you need them. You can't go without them. And it's a product. Again, any product or service is really good. I would encourage people to look through Amazon's category list, and you'll find all kinds of really good products that you didn't know exist that they have categories for.
That was a golden nugget.
There's quite a few, but we can't give them all away today. It's been a great show, though.
Fantastic. And about the last one?
So Mack Truck is a trademark. I wouldn't touch it. So I'm not sure it's spelled Mac, though. It may be M-A-K or M-A-C, but I still wouldn't touch it. It's too close.
Of course. Okay, Adam. 1 hour 15 has been in now. What would be your wishes to our viewers and to other fellow domainers or new domainers?
Not really much. I mean, I really enjoyed doing today's show. It goes to show you that we could do a whole interview every day just on the drop lists for half an hour, 45 minutes, and find some gold. So I guess if I was going to encourage anything, I would say take a look at the names that we found. Back order them if you want to, or wait to see what happens. I myself will probably not back order many because this one's for you guys, but I will watch and see what is available for registration come Saturday after the drops on Friday and see. you will get some real good winners out of that list. And again, anybody that tells you that there's no good domains, we just picked a random day. I just picked Friday out of the blue, and we found at least 15 really decent names and probably 5 really good gold mine names on that list. And including the, let me pull up the list again. The ones that we really liked were the Review Hour. Shoe Market is great. Anything with airdrop, Fin Jobs, and I really like, my favorite is probably Click Recruiters, because job referrals are huge, especially with everybody working at home most of the time. And a lot of offices aren't going to reopen again.
Guys, Fin Jobs. I have had a job site in one niche among top 3, maybe top 5 job sites in that niche worldwide. And Fin Jobs is that is a business for your whole life, and you can go into headhunting and whatever. It's my but so there was a quick one, a bit late, came in. Quick one.
Yeah, resume listing is really good. Poker Game Casino, it's a mixture of a couple different things. It's not bad. Print and Fax, great for an online company like eFax used to be. Notification list, good name, so much potential. One of my favorite domain names that I have is Internet Alerts, and it's because it could be an alert for anything. Your SSL is not good, your SEO is not good, your site's not good, you're not listed somewhere, somebody mentioned your name somewhere, your company's been mentioned. There's so many different, somebody's trying to profit off your trademark. There's a social username that's available that mentions your company. There's a ton of business. Notification list could be used the same way. So I like it because it's got a lot of potential.
Thank you, Adam. And I would like to thank you personally, as you did show me the other perspective on HostMaria as well, that we should start offering services as well. There are so many services, as we've been stuck just in offering just the base product. Self-managed hosting, and never thought that actually users might need more and more services.
Good. Those are where the big money is on managed services, where they don't have to worry about it. They can set it and forget it. And my last point will be that if anybody wants the software, they can reach out by email. It's $500, and I will have to install it on your computer for you through either TeamViewer or the other one that we can use.
AnyDesk.
AnyDesk. So I can set it up for you and make sure it's working properly and install all the codes. The other thing is, for those of you that saw the software, feel free to email me directly if there's any features you think I should add to the software, because I personally would benefit from adding features to the software. So anything you think that would be good to add also that you'd like to see if you bought it anyway, I can get it added. And thanks, John. It's a pleasure to share the knowledge with you every week.
This is, you can't summarize it better. John, that's perfect. And Adam, thank you really for sharing us your knowledge and your experience. So what is your email?
adam.dicker@gmail.com, adam.dicker@gmail.com, or adam@hb.ca, either one. HB like hosting businesses.ca.
Hostingbusiness.ca, yes. And there is, of course. So thank you very much. And then see you next Wednesday, sir.
We're off. Great show. Thank you.